Ready. Good evening, everyone. This is Enrique Sanchez with Spanish United Radio. Tonight we have a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourselves to the audience, please?
Yes, my name is Sue Ann Perna, and I'm a substitute teacher for the Varnett Public Schools in Houston, Texas. Um, there are mostly Hispanic and Black, so mostly minority.
Welcome. Thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome. They are disadvantaged, very disadvantaged.
hmm As we had spoken through text message, one of the questions that we have in Spanish United is how is the school system failing Black and Hispanic students in Texas? Because a lot of people put Texas as a very good place to go, but how you are from Texas originally, so how would you say the educational system in Texas is failing the Hispanic community there, the students?
Well, there's a lack of funding for them for Hispanic students. Lack of funding for state testing. They are disadvantaged. There's no, there's not a good voucher program, and they're least Hispanics are least likely to graduate. They have the lowest graduation rates due to college affordability. They can't afford college.
hmm
Some of the bigger challenges: poverty, lots of poverty in Houston, lack of support, academic, and racial discrimination is still going on. I see it, every day I teach there at the
hmm
school. I see it and I hear it from the students.
hmm Yeah, from what I know about Texas, Texas is still pretty much racially segregated, and they have a lot of gerrymandering within the state. So depending on what wards and areas that people live in, most of them get very least amount of funding. And I heard recently that the Attorney General of the state, Ken Paxton, he was actually suing the state because the state wanted to, and actually in the city of Houston, wanted to give what's called a universal basic income, meaning that people would be getting money, a certain amount of money, like once a month, and this is to help struggling families with basic needs. And he was actually suing the state and the city for providing to try to provide programs to help struggling families. And I think that's completely ludicrous because it's actually harming the society.
That's terrible. Yeah.
And yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The only thing that I know that they're working on in Texas is it's called the ESEA grant. So the Senate Bill 560, where they're trying to develop and expand and improve on bilingual education. That's pretty much it. They're not even focusing on education or anything.
Mhm.
School system.
Yeah, because one of the things that we focus on Spanish United is promotion of education, because we believe that the only way Hispanics are going to be able to have a better quality of life is to have an education, because working hard is a virtue, but unfortunately, working a menial job is not something that you pass on to your children, to future generations. It's only something that you do temporarily. So we're trying to change that social construct, because many
That's
Hispanics have potential to do great things, but it has to be through education.
that's true, and I believe in the seventh generational thinking. You have to think seven, generations ahead. Um, and the, the Texas is lacking, in a lot of different areas, school system.
hmm
Um, and as a whole, as a state as a whole.
Yes, I've been to Texas
Uh,
many times, and Texans like to criticize Californians and California, but comparing California to Texas, California is way more advanced economically, socially, and politically and academically than Texas.
that's true.
You know,
Oh
it's
yeah, that's
it's 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 definitely mind-boggling. So my second question, as an educator, how are the lack of opportunities that lead to more crime and mass incarceration within the Hispanic and Black community? Like how does the lack of education and not invest in education contributes to a spike in crime and mass incarceration?
That's because, if they can't get educated, how can they find a good job? They'll go, just have a menial job and they can't afford anything. I see people, some of my best friends, they're Hispanic and they're they're pretty young. They're a lot younger than I am. They're in their 20s, and she
Hmm.
never went to college, and so
Hello? 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 It seems that we're having technical difficulties. Uh, uh, Hello? Are you there? Yeah, yes, you just faded out.
oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah,
Oh,
can you repeat the last part that you just said? I'm sorry, you just like blanked out.
well,
Okay, can you continue? Sorry for the technical difficulty.
it's okay. Yeah, well, they need education. If they can't get educated, then they're gonna have they're gonna have menial paying jobs. They pay minimum wage, and they won't become successful. They won't be able to contribute to society. And there, uh, some of the school system there in Houston is riddled with gang activity also. And I see there's a lot of Hispanic students that are falling through the cracks, and I'm trying to help them. I'm trying to reach them, but I can't because there's not enough tutoring. There's not enough one-on-one support, and there's too many students in the classroom. Not enough.
Hmm. Hello? Hello? Looks like we have technical
Hear
difficulties
me?
again. Okay, are you there? Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, the connection, keeps going.
I was just saying, I'm trying to read this.
Hello? Oh my goodness. Let me put it on hold again. Okay, can you continue where we left off?
Yes. So there's a lot of Hispanic students that are falling through the cracks. I see that on an everyday basis in the school system. There's not enough one-on-one support for them, not enough tutoring. Um, and it breaks my heart. I try to make a difference. I try to reach every single one of them, but I just can't. There's too many, the ratio's too high, too many students to one teacher. They don't even have aides in there. Um,
Hmm.
and they need more tutoring. They
You
need more
know,
one.
it
Um,
it kind of sounds to me the way California used to be about 20, 25 years ago,
they're way
where
behind.
where the education system was very bad. But I would say now it has improved greatly because the government has invested a lot in education. So the ratio of Hispanic
That's good.
students graduating high school is much higher now than it was 25 years ago. But I'm shocked that Texas is having those problems because California used to have problems with gangs, 20, 25 years ago. We don't have that problem anymore. That's basically
Wow,
gone.
Texas is way behind.
Wow, that's really something. And the third part of the question is what reforms will be needed to change the educational system?
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Oh gosh, there's so many things that's needed. I don't know. They need more to hire more people. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Um,
Hello?
need to more grants to get more education in there, educational books, textbooks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me see. I don't know. There's just so many different. They need to apply for, there's so many.
Oh, I'm losing you again. Are you able to hear me at all?
Yes,
Okay, so what was the last part you said, Sue?
they need to get grants, apply for as many grants as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Um, get more teachers, more tutors. Um, a lot of the Hispanic students can't even speak English. They need to get English translators in there. They need to
Mm-hmm.
teach them English.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so there's a language barrier. Some of them can't even do their work because they don't even know how the hell they gonna do any work. They can't
Mm-hmm.
even speak, English. Yeah, I see that every day.
So what do you think should be an initiative that the school system should take in terms of trying to accommodate and mainstream these children?
Oh, they need to, I guess, hire some ESL teachers,
Mm-hmm.
tutors, apply for grants. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss, to be honest with you.
Do you believe that the educational system, for example, should invest more in extracurricular activities, not just what's already in the school system, and that said there should be like
That
more
that
curricular
that
activities?
that would be good. That would keep the gang members, maybe keep them from going out in the streets, trying to find approval and acceptance out on the streets in
Mm-hmm.
gangs. Um, that would help tremendously.
Yeah,
That would
because I
help.
remember growing up back in the 90s, we used to have the Boys and Girls Club and the DARE program, and that helped a lot of the kids keep away from
Yeah,
gangs and from drugs and violence. But I feel that
yeah.
when the government cut those programs, all the social problems went up drastically by 500%.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that would help. Uh,
Yeah, because my
um,
concern, my concern is that many Hispanic students are not getting the necessary skills that they need, and most of the
right.
schools are becoming more vocational than they are at an academic, and I feel that it's harming the students in the long run.
Yeah, that is true.
So, do you believe that if the parents and people get more involved, like to get their politicians and their school boards to make changes, do you think through pressure, do you think they would cause the school system to finally make reforms?
That may, if you get enough people
Because
speaking
this
out.
this is this is something of a concern because supposedly Texas is a state that's supposed to be growing economically, but from what I'm seeing that many people are barely making it there in terms of education.
That, that's true. That's very true.
So so on a final note, like what would you tell, let's say for example, the chairman of the board of the Unified School District of Houston or the Secretary of Education of Texas, like what would you tell them in order to prove the plight of Hispanic and Black students, for them to have a better chance of having a better life? Like what would you tell them and what recommendation would you offer to them?
um, ooh, that they need more support. They need to bring in translators so that they be able to, the Hispanic students that only know Spanish would be able to, you know, speak English. I mean, they can't even learn the language barrier. Um, so they're not learning anything. So they
Mm-hmm.
need to implement that, and also bring in more extracurriculum activities and programs to help prevent gang violence. Um, what else? More teachers' aides. Ratio needs to be lower. Too many students to one teacher, like 25 to 30 students to one teacher. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's all I can think of.
Okay, at least you're being honest. Well, I wanted to tell you, we've concluded our interview, and again, I apologize for the technical difficulties, but again, I appreciate you taking your time to come on the show, and for your listeners on your side, Spanish United is on all social media platforms. We are on Spanish United, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We are on WhatsApp. We are
I am
on
honored. So glad there's someone out there, fighting for the Hispanic population.
oh, absolutely, and that's what we do. We're here to be for the Hispanic community and for
To
them
be
to uplift
honest,
themselves.
to be honest, uh,
Hmm.
the Barnett schools, you know, they focus a lot. Black lives do matter, but Hispanic lives matter. So there's a lot of emphasis on, you know, blacks there, and
Hmm.
the less emphasis
Hmm.
on
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway, Sue, I want to tell you thank you so much for your time, and as soon as I finish, I will send you the recording. And have yourself a good
okay.
evening.